organizers all over the country, the activists, the civil rights, the struggling parents, the families, the teachers, the students that are realizing that a system built to divide, impoverish, and destroy us cannot stand if we do. It do. All right? It's kind of basic mathematics.
If you hear me, could you feel me, could you free me? Wonder if I made a difference or made a difference. Bump that, we are the difference. We ain't got no code to decipher. Brother, I would never call you trife. You my brother, though they knife and fork our meals, then cop the silly feels. Yep, it's slimy, kinda grimy, miscalculated the timing. But you can't plagiarize something in disguise and think we have no eyes to see something real as we. This is seriously who we be. See, this here is true indeed, the real deal, thoroughbred, like collard greens and cornbread. Can't recite what's never said, purpose keeps us fed. Real man, this is grand A, hope fed. But still, you are my brother, above you there's no other. Blood or something other, more like what the blood covers. Man, no matter what they say, we good over this way. This is positivity in the making, helping others to break through. Without breaking, without breaking, without breaking, without breaking. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Thursday.
You know what day it is?
J-Day. and it's Brother Empowerment.
It's Brother Empowerment Day, as well as J-Day.
It's J-Day, y'all. It's J-Day. Yep. See, look at y'all. Go ahead and get them happy birthdays coming in. Okay, I love it. No, but seriously, if this is your first time watching Brother Empowerment, this is a show to uplift brothers and their families. This is not one of those bashing shows. So we're not here telling people what they ought to do and what they best to do. No, this is about empowering our brothers, helping our brothers to break through without breaking, and hoping that some of the conversations that we have will lead towards a positive change. Now, I know y'all already see it's three of us.
Yep.
But before I get into our special guest, bro, how was your week?
My week has been really hectic, man. There's really been a lot going on. I've been getting distracted by a lot of stuff. We should just really just keep it above. So, but way more focused, and really, even though I haven't been getting distracted, it's been a good week though. Me, you've had hella conversations. I've been really just having some fun and enjoying some good company and stuff like that. And of course, tapping in with my family, my muscle-bound brother here included. And be swole like you know. So, but it's been a really good week. Hectic, but it's still been good. And really, we wrap it up with this right here. So I'm good, man. How about you?
Man, I actually have had a very interesting week. Like you, there have been some great conversations. Mm-hmm. It seemed like we are still. See, 2020 isn't over, and 2020 hasn't really been a bad year per se. But there have been a lot of things that we have going on. Let me see. 2 days ago was kind of rough. Me and my wife got into an argument. It was not good. Yeah. No bueno. But we better now. Yeah. Yeah, the one thing that her and I always talk about is transitions. Mm-hmm. And right now, we all are operating in ways that we've never operated before. Yeah. That bring on added stress, added pressure. That it'd be like, what you mean? What you mean? Yeah. What you mean by what you mean? What you mean? What you mean? So before you know it, aggravation happens, frustration happens, and you're arguing. But guess what? The beauty about it is to be able to come back and talk about it and reconcile. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was probably the only hiccup. I did work today. I got cussed out all day because it was my birthday and I was working. Word. These bills don't stop because it's a day of birth, even though they don't respect it as a national holiday. Word. But we're going to get it on the books. But other than that, man, I'm still excited. This week is not over. We got a lot of great things that are happening even tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So I'm excited still. And it's J-Day. That's right. It's J-Day. Okay, I guess we got to talk about our guest on it. I guess we got to talk about our guest. It ain't as good as J-Day. I might be. I don't know. This is
we literally have extra muscle in the building.
Like We got Bluto and Popeye today. Tell the people who you are.
Introduce yourself.
Hey, how everybody's doing? My name is Untitled Ragland. Cordell is my brother. Jay is my new brother, so I'm here to celebrate J Day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
But nah, I'm originally from Henderson, North Carolina, born and raised. College graduate of Fayetteville State University.
Hey!
Go Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I work in manufacturing. That's my professional way of telling everybody that I'm just a little, post factory worker trying to make it in life like Cordell. That's it.
Yeah, he's rich too.
But like Cordell says, I'm an avid gym worker outer. And just trying to live my best life, man, and learning from these wonderful guys and, to be a better man, a better father, a better husband to my wonderful, lovely, most beautiful wife, the most beautiful woman that ever lived, because I know she's listening and she will be commenting something.
The most beautiful woman that ever lived in Henderson.
Hey, man.
She gonna let you know about it. Don't worry.
Hey, cousin Adrian, sister Adrian.
Family.
But you are the most beautiful woman in Henderson. Not in Fuquay Barina. Leah got that on lock. She got that on lock. She got that on lock. Well, thank you. If you guys are actually watching, go ahead and let us know by putting some comments.
Yeah.
Bro, who we got watching that you can see so far?
Let's see. We got Rashia. Hey, Rashia.
Hey,
Of course,
Rashia.
we got Adrian. She's on.
Hey, babe.
We got Mike. Mike is on, or Mike Brown, your brother.
Yep.
Let's see. We got Sean Stewart is on. What's up, Sean, bro?
What's up, Sean?
We have I don't know who goes to Kerwin. Is it
My wife to my happy birthday.
Yeah, I was like,
The most beautiful girl if you went.
but we got
Look, she back.
yeah, of course we got his wife, my sister on. We got Rick Owen is on. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, Rick?
We got Stevie is on. What's up, Stevie, bro?
What's going on, Stevie?
We got Chanel on, your soror. What's up, Chanel?
Blue fire!
Let's see who else we got. Is this Trice? Trees?
Trees.
Trees?
Is that my cousin? No, that's your people.
Yeah, I'm all people from Henderson.
Okay. All right. So we got Jay on. Jay Pearson, aka Sade. But hey.
I like your name.
So yeah, that's all we got right now.
We got Sean coming in from
YouTube land.
From
What's up, Sean?
YouTube land.
Yeah.
What's going on, Sean? And y'all know I gotta do it just one time, just in case, somebody is watching. We gotta just let them know, just a little bit. Oh, look at it!
You know my boy in his prime Drake bag.
Oh, there you go.
Album cover.
Look, there you go again.
Self-titled J Day.
Yeah, so we definitely, even though it's J Day, as much as I like to spend time talking about me, we got to really talk about the situations of and really why we're here. So the very first thing that we definitely do need to get into is where we're standing with the election. Mm-hmm. Right now, if you've been Googling it, the Associated Press have Biden at 264 and Trump at 214. That's by Associated Press. But for those who don't know, President Trump did file lawsuits against 3 states, mm-hmm. which technically put Biden back to like 253. So those things are still happening right now. So that's where we are with those election things. Anything y'all want to add to that? Because most of it is being asked here.
Yeah, I know I read something yesterday in the news, actually it was on Facebook saying that, it was a headline saying that North Carolina said they weren't going to be done to the end of the week counting. Mm-hmm. So we very well may not know anything until Monday.
I mean, what my opinion is, it's going to be a while before we know who the future, the free world is. You have
the incumbent filing a lawsuit to make states literally recount their all the ballots. So,
do any of y'all know offhand how long was the process for Bush and Gore before we actually found out?
Bush and Gore?
Yeah, that's the last time I remember we going through the legal process where they had to go back and recount.
Yeah. Was that Bush and Gore who did the
Yeah, that was with Florida. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember another time. That's the only thing I was thinking about. Was
Yeah, but
before
I
that.
just couldn't remember how long, whether that was a very extended period or not.
Well, you know, me and my wife talked about this too, but this is also the first time that I know of in our history that we had voting during a pandemic too, which means early voting did change across several states. And I know North Carolina had one of the longest. And there are places like, I want to say Maryland had probably like a week of early voting, and where some other places had a little bit longer. So I know that that's contributing to it. Yeah. So it's a lot of different variables where this year is an anomalous year for several different reasons. So I know that that's playing a role in it too. So,
and like I said, Trump told us beforehand that he won't go out without a fight. So.
He's like, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. So we got to go ahead and get into these topics. Some of the spillover from last week was somebody said something. I told you better work it.
What's up, Bruce? Or Bruce?
He say 4 now. Oh, he got 4? Keep us up to date. The Supreme Court decided in December. Okay. See, Bruce about to come on as like one of our analysts because he be coming with the facts.
Independent consultant.
Look at him.
Gordon Bush.
They
decided in December.
December. Okay. Look at him. See, he be knowing. We're going to be like reporting live.
Yeah,
Bruce, what do you have?
You go to our political correspondent right now. Man with the facts.
Okay. So how do you find a good balance between ensuring the youth are equipped with what they need to become successful parts of society and making sure not to spoon feed them? Gotta go to the guest first.
Yeah, I'm gonna defer to the guys with kids.
And the fact that I'm a horrible disciplinarian, I don't know if you want to listen to me.
Well, look, if you let my wife tell it, I ain't much better. But for me, it's an ever evolving process. Like I said, obviously, even as a father now, my oldest son will be 11 on the 21st of this month, and it's still just a learning and a filling out process. You know, I try to take things that I think it's going to vary with the child, and it's going to depend on, you have to take an honest look at, how your child is, what works with them, what motivates them. So for me personally, some things that I may do and ways that I may go about it with my oldest son, it ain't going to work with my baby boy.
How old your baby boy?
8.
Dog, we're about the same.
Yeah,
because my oldest is 11.
Okay.
And my baby is 9. And yeah, my 9-year-old, you can't yell at. You can't even raise your voice. But the older one, man, she like a Timex watch. She like, that's all you got? But I think the problem that a lot of people, and we talk about this on another show, is that your kids are not your property. Kids are little humans that have their own personality as well. And no matter how strict you may be, no matter what you think that you have in place, depending on the personality of that child, they just want to do what they want to do. Like, I can tell you, like, I literally got a whooping every morning because my mama knew I was going to do something. And I didn't let her down. You got a pre-whooping? Yes! And I'd be like, guess what? You will get your money's worth now because I'm about to do some stuff. So it's like, but for me, I always, even as a child, I'm like, okay, what is the weight of gratification over punishment? Now, if that gratification is really worth it, I'm like, we about to have some fun. And then when it's time to get beat, I'd be like, yes, ma'am. Have your way, mama. Because I had so much fun. So, and that's the thing that we have to realize is that once kids learn right from wrong, they really listen to the parent out of respect for the parent. It's not really you making them listen. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to just do it. And that's what a lot of times people don't understand. And it's like, nothing is wrong with spoiling your children.
Right.
If they understand the value, they understand that you work for it, because you can spoil your children and they still be appreciative for the things that you do. Because there's some children, it's just like my baby, because she see me down here, she see me working, and then she see me working on Love is a Parable. She come and give me a hug and say, I appreciate you so much. Now my oldest, she'd be like, you still in there? Can we order something to eat? My baby, she'll bring me something to drink. She'll fix me some food. She'll be like, what time you done? So it all depends. And I think we just gotta nothing is wrong with spoon feeding them either, because I don't want my kids to suffer like I did.
Right.
I want to create a foundation where they have suffering that I never experienced before, because they're reaching a new level of success that I didn't reach. So I don't think anything is wrong with spoon feeding them. And I think we need to get into the habit of spoon feeding one another. I mean, not just our kids, but helping your fellow brother, helping your fellow sister. Don't make them go through the same thing you went through, because you went through that, so other people wouldn't do that.
Right.
When I was in higher ed, and when I was in higher ed as an executive director, I never made the interview process hard for people that were Black just because they were Black. And I see so many people no, I got to show them that I'm not showing favoritism. No, if you're ethical all year round, when the interviewing process shouldn't change, and you shouldn't be biased in your interviewing process by making it harder on the Black person, that's a bias. That's wrong. That's discrimination. And a lot of people don't realize that. And nothing is wrong with helping out people and not making stuff hard, man. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And like I said, specifically as it goes back to the children, my parenting approach is I look at how I was raised and the things that I thought that my parents did good, the things that, I enjoyed, and I try to mimic and mirror those things in the areas that, for me specifically, that I thought that they could have done a better job or another method would have worked better. I try to use that with my children. But a lot of it, man, like you said, once they learn right from wrong, kids are kind of like anybody, they're going to move to the beat of their own drum. But me and my wife, we strive to be in constant communication with our children, talking to them. If we spoil them, hey, daddy went to work, or I worked overtime, so you can do this, so you can have this. So yes, you should be, appreciative of it. And like I said, I'm a big finance guy. So me and my kids, we always talking money, breaking down business processes. So like I said, I just want them to have, if I can get them to have the level of understanding across the board, at 10, 11, that it took me to get to at 21, then we're ahead of the game.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I don't have any children, but I can say that being a child myself at, basically forever. My parents did at times spoil me, but I always knew, especially my dad always made sure I knew that these things were because of, one, my parents doing their due diligence and working, and also me doing what I'm supposed to be doing as far as school and keeping up and make sure that I'm excelling. So it was always, I always knew the relationship between things that I was getting and what I was supposed to be doing, what I was doing as far as myself. So yeah, I mean, I was spoiled, and like I said, at certain points, but I always knew that I had to work for things that I was quote unquote spoiled with.
Yep. Bruce Leroy Jenkins said, I went off on my son for what was described as bullying, talked to the teacher, and found out he hit 2 other kids for bullying his friend. Yeah, that we'll go down that rabbit hole, because my oldest boy, I think because this generation is more open to talking to our kids and allowing them to express themselves, they have learned to hold themselves accountable, and we don't have to parent with a belt.
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree as well. I would say less belt. Yeah, less belt. Because I'm like, I really don't, it's rare that I do. I'm like, do physical discipline. Because I really don't. And I think because what I did was I instilled certain things when they were really young, and I still have that voice. So I don't believe in that. And I also believe, like, if you have a valid point for why you did something, I mean, if it's valid, I need to respect you, because when do children learn decision making? You know what I mean? And critical thinking is something that a lot of adults struggle with. And if they don't learn how to do those things, and also like expressing themselves, what we call talking back, is the reason why we have a whole generation of people that don't know how to talk to people because parents didn't take time with their children to say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but there's a better way to say that. Mm-hmm. It was just shut up, don't say nothing, don't talk back. But when do they learn to speak up for themselves? When do they learn to express themselves if it's not done at home? Yep. And so that's why even on work, people get mad and quit and yelling and screaming and want to fight because they don't know how to have simple conversations. They don't know how to have disagreements and come to a positive resolve because you grew up being told, shut up and don't talk back. Yep. And unfortunately, I didn't listen to that rule. Jay dropped the lines.
But yeah, as it, like I said, to piggyback off what you were saying, Jay, my kids, we really don't because, like you said, we laid that foundation early. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times, my kids, we call them, look at them hard, and they, like I said, they already know. But like I said, we do also, and even when we do discipline or whatever punishment we decide to put out, we always come back and say, hey, this is why you're being punished. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what we think you did wrong, and we have a conversation about it. And like I said, my oldest son, he's like me. He keeps his feelings real close to the vest, and it's like pulling teeth to get him to talk and to feel. So on several occasions, we've had times I'm like, look, I want you. This is no hold bars. I want you to say what you're feeling. I don't care how it comes out. We just want you to get in the mode of being able to express yourself and get it out. And it was still like pulling teeth, but it allowed him to express himself some.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Now, me and my wife, and I think that's one of the things. Like, now, me and my wife do have different parenting tactics on certain things. Because my wife is more old school, like, no, you do as I say. Mm-hmm. And I'm more of like, no, let's hear them out. She's like, I ain't got time for all that. So sometimes, it does cause one, and we talk about this, is that I'm usually the neutral one. I'm usually the one that kind of see it both ways and understand. And my wife was like, she felt like sometimes I'm taking the kid's side, but I'm not taking anybody's side. I'm like, no, that makes sense. And then the kid be like, no, don't talk to your mama. Don't talk to your mama like that. Say it a different way. So I'm usually that one, which makes it seem like, so when I have to give any form of discipline, it's usually harder because I'm coming with straight facts and this is what we're doing. And also I punish the same way. Like if I say, okay, if you're good, you get A, B, C, or D. Well, if they were good with what they did, they got A, B, C, or D, I don't take it away from them if they do something else. Because the rule was if you do this, you get this. You know what I mean? And my wife be like, no, she take it all. Like, you ain't going to no concert, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, and give me the phone. I'd be like, oh, we only pick one punishment. She's like, no, we ain't doing it. But I believe that you ought to give your word as a parent. Like if I say if you make an A, you get to go to the concert. If you make an A, you go to the concert. Now, if you do something on the way, that's a different consequence. But you got your reward for that consequence. And because that's one thing that I used to hate growing up. Like you do one thing and your mama take away everything. You like, for that, go in your room. Nobody can come over. And you ain't gonna watch the game tonight. And you ain't gonna do this. And give me the keys. And this. I'm like, oh, I just smacked my lips. But I got straight A's.
And my pops was like that. He was.
I think that's all. I mean, that's kind of all parents the same.
Man, my mama used to like every time you get an A, she'll take you out to dinner. Like for every A that you got on your report card, it went towards like a dinner. Well, I used to get suspended all the time, but I kept straight A's. And I'm like, I ain't gonna reward you for being suspended, but that wasn't the deal. Yeah, I got these A's, so I deserve my meal.
Obviously, I work better at home than I do in class. So.
And they really messed out when they had in-school suspension and they give you to work a week ahead. I did just enough infractions to stay in the in-school suspension. So when I was out, I was like a month ahead. Damn. I'm like, I can do something else.
As I said, like in college, my favorite classes. The classes where you go in, online classes where they give you your whole school work for the whole semester. At the beginning of the class, I'm done with the class after 2 weeks.
See? Priorities, I'm trying to tell you. I would take a little punishment for gratification. We got to make up for this.
We got Kerwin on. What's up, Kerwin, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Happy birthday. We got Kim Rawls on too. She said, "What's up there?"
Kerwin, they tell me you swollen in Cordell over here, man. What's up? Kerwin, we got to get in the gym, man.
Kerwin Kerwin got to have doorways fitted for his arrival. That's how big he is.
Kerwin don't do gyms. The street, his gym, he'll lift up a whole street. You better not play with Kerwin. He'll lift up 401 and be down there. Okay, let me see. He said he felt bad about it and told him that he did the right thing. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Oh, thanks, bro.
And parents, let's
don't hit people though.
Let's normalize apologizing, man. People that's one thing. If I'm wrong, I go back to my kids and say, "Hey, I was wrong. I'm sorry."
Yeah,
I do it too. I do it quick. I wasn't spoiled, but I did at times get what I wanted based on merit. That's perfect. We come from the spanking generation, so a lot of it is don't want to do that to our kids. But we have to be parents first and friends second. Oh, I tell my kids every day, I ain't their friend. I ain't your friend. You supposed to be my best friend? No, I'm not. I'm your mama's best friend. Late, but I'm here. Happy break. What's going on, Ricky?
What's up, Ricky, man? I'm still,
okay.
Hey, Ricky, that root beer, we need to talk about that.
See, he getting swole, Ricky. You be careful because that Hugh man gonna turn into He man, and he gonna be over there. Sean said, "I encourage my son to try and burn me."
Like just brag on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, "What you saying?" I was about to get my bill. If it's funny, I laugh. If not, I tell him why it isn't funny. Trying to teach him the difference between funny and mean. I do the same thing with Leilani because her job be corny. I'm like, you can't be the seed of Jay doing those things. Our generation was simply kids are seen and not heard and stay out of grown folk business. Yeah, business. That's how it's supposed to be.
Go on in the back.
Talking about I'm small. You small what? You wear them small shirts?
Man.
Man, we be saying you breathe. Your veins be pulsating.
You see his heartbeat?
Right. The first time Kerwin, he came to my house with a regular size shirt on, and I said, "Man, who bodyguard is this?" But I forgot he his own bodyguard. He's literally, a freedom fighter. So
he had to go to the bathroom sideways.
He had to walk in the door sideways.
Right. Somebody, hey, how y'all doing? Oh, and then Rashid said, "Yes. Children deserve to be treated like people. Apologize when we are wrong."
Yeah.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. I'm guilty. My boys are my best friend. My best friend.
Tushy don't want to be bothered.
Right. Happy birthday, dude.
Sis.
Thank you, Tara Lynn. Look, see, Kerwin know he's swole.
Yeah, he does.
Look, we got to go to the next one because this one's going to take probably forever. Gaslighting in relationships. What does it look like? But I'm going to tie it into gaslighting is abuse that can happen in all relationships, including parental, friendships, and is extremely difficult to overcome. It has landed many, many people in mental health facilities and should not be taken lightly. So what is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that is seen in abusive relationships. It's the act of manipulating a person by forcing them to question their thoughts, memories, and the events occurring around them. A victim of gaslighting can be pushed so far that they question their own sanity.
So when I think of gaslighting, I think of the phrase as is, we've heard it being used many times in sitcoms and this and that or whatever. It's no, it's not me, it's you. That's literally what I think of when it's gaslighting, because it's literally the avoidance, like the aggressive avoidance of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And it is something that is very damaging because it doesn't help solve anything. It literally is a transference of blame and also a projection of, and it can also be a projection of insecurities. It's a lot of things wrapped into one. Gaslighting is very dangerous. Like you said, it can be in all relationships, platonic and romantic. It can be present in any of them, any and all. Excuse me. So yeah, as far as what it looks like, I mean, it takes many forms. But to me, the first example that comes to mind is one party addressing something that happened, something that was said, something that was done, and the other party saying, well, no, this happened because you did something or you said something or because of you. And not really addressing the issues, but in addressing something completely unrelated. that is really thrown back on the other person. That's one instance of what gaslighting looks like to me.
Well, I will first say this. I know that I have probably gas. Is it gaslit?
Yeah, yeah, maybe. I don't know, bro.
I probably have.
Let's go with that.
Yeah,
I probably have gaslit.
I'm guilty as well.
A few people.
I think we all are.
Because I have literally told people, like, it's okay, I forgive you. It wasn't me, it was you. So that's me. I might do it now. So I do understand that. I guess the only problem that I see with this sometimes is that how do we know if it's a true gaslighting event versus a person who's in denial? Right. So, and that's what I struggle with. Like, I'm still learning. So I'm not going to sit here and try to give you an answer, like, because I'm still researching. But I do know some people who just lie. No, that wasn't me. No, it was you. Matter of fact, me and my best friend got in a whole argument. He going to tell me something didn't happen, and I was there. No, that didn't happen. I was there. No, you weren't. How you going to erase a whole person? So it's like certain things, it's like, what is the line for gaslighting versus just having a conversation about, no, it's a conflict. So
your homeboy was just lying.
Oh, I know. I told you.
No, I mean, yeah. So for me, that's the line. I guess.
Tara said Gaslighting is a great movie.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
She's talking about, yes, it's dusty old. Seriously.
Wow.
Totally messed up manipulation. Okay. Hey, Maya. Thank you. Thank you, CJ.
What's up, Carl, bro?
So let me see. It's more than lying. It's mentally messing with a person on an ongoing basis. Yeah. Okay. So it's not just like a single event. It's over time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because some people genuinely don't know they lie. It's ridiculous. Yes. I know some people that are just straight lie boxes. Y'all ever met a lie box? You step on the foot, a lie pop out. No, they just lie for no reason. A lie box will come to you and they'll be like, "Oh, I got $1 million contract." A lie, they didn't even ask them, and you like,
I hate people. I do hate people that volunteer lies. Like, I ain't just adding to the lie.
Right? Can I inquire and you at least can I scratch? I'm like, can I scratch and get a lie? It's like, no, they just give it to you free. You get a lie.
But I don't agree. I don't agree that they don't. They gotta know they lying.
I don't think some people. You can't know.
How do you not know you lying about some? I mean, some pertaining to you. Like, okay, like if I say I'm in the store, I know I'm not at the store.
It's just some lie boxes.
You in the store in your mind. You in the store.
It's just some lie boxes, y'all. I know a lie box who just lie for no reason.
Yeah,
I do as well.
And the sad part is I know when they're telling the truth and when they lie. That's the sad part. I know when it's the truth. Like, they ain't happen. And they be like, well, maybe I exaggerated a bit. No, you lied. Exaggeration is based off some truth.
Some part of it happened.
No truth was present in the things that came out of your mouth. But yeah, but back to gaslighting. It's just that I guess I got to do more research because if it's over time, it is because one word that I do hate is like manipulation. Me and my wife had a whole thing about it. We had a whole conversation about it. Like, I'm like, don't call me no manipulator. And I be like, tell me how I manipulate it. I got to go down and tell me because I will fix it. And she be like, you know what I mean? You said manipulating. Yeah. And the reason why is because me and my wife both went to a church and the pastor was extremely manipulative. And we didn't know. I didn't realize how bad it was until we left the church. And it's like you come out of something, like you waking up out of a dream. And I was like, I will never manipulate anybody again because, y'all, I had a master's degree. I'm teaching at this time. I'm a manager at this time. And I didn't even realize that I was being manipulated. And so I vowed never to do that. That's why that word is like a trigger word to. I just realized, maybe you say that to get under my skin, don't you? We're going to talk about this tonight. I just realized, because my wife like to say stuff just to get you mad and be over there laughing.
It just hit
you. Yeah, I just like, we're going to talk about that. But yeah, so that gaslighting, I still got to do some research on it. But because the only thing I would think about is like some of the pastors I know. Because they'll have you questioning your thoughts, your memories, and everything that has ever happened to you. And they'll make you think you're going crazy.
Yeah.
And then they'll say you ain't got no faith. Then they start questioning your spirituality. You be like so confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I hate manipulation, and if gaslighting any arm of it, I hate that. So I probably don't gaslight, but I will tell somebody it's them. You better stop talking about me. I'm not talking about you. Gaslighting. I'm not.
It's not me, it's you.
You talking about you.
You're imagining it.
He lying, he just lying.
What's going on? Oh, thank you, cuz. What's going on? That's my first cousin.
What's up?
That's a perfect example. See?
Yeah.
Okay.
See? Aggressive avoidance accountability and transference of fault.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But most of the time, y'all make mistakes. It don't be me because I'm perfect. I keep telling y'all that. But I will say this, though, guys. You can't be afraid to have conversations. A lot of people, when you think, oh, I'm not going to give, quote unquote, that energy, by you not giving sometimes certain energy, you are allowing that negative energy to continue to exist. So people have behaviors that are not healthy, and you not saying anything, allow them to think that they can continue to do that, and you really put them in more danger because they talk to the wrong person. Somebody might rock their jaw or really take their life over something that's simple. Just like little lie boxes, you lie on the wrong person, something might happen. So you can't do that. Like, so y'all, we gotta learn to speak up and just tell people like, nah, man, you tripping, your head bad. Yeah, you tripping, your head bad.
You can't tell them that.
Yes,
I mean you can tell them what you want to tell them. They ain't gonna receive that.
Top 5 lies. Look, this is coming from our research analyst, our correspondent, Bruce Leroy Jenkins.
The fat correspondent.
The top 5 lies. I don't know where he got this from, but we believe it to be true. Look, accomplishments, job description, travel, salary, and relationships.
Yo.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's true.
I can't argue with you though.
I feel like he's telling the truth for some strange reason. See? Your head bad. I'm trying to tell you. That'll save people because you'll be like, you know what? Your head bad. I ain't gonna even argue with you about this.
But you know how the Black community feels. How's the stigma around it? Which is what I mean.
No, what is it?
I mean, like, you know, if you tell somebody they need therapy, you know, for the most part in the Black community, therapy is viewed as, if you go to therapy, you're crazy.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying.
So,
but no, your head bad.
So if I tell you your head bad, you think I'm calling you crazy?
No, in Georgia and South Carolina, it really means like saying, man, you stupid.
Okay, all right.
Like your head bad. Like what's coming out that mouth is already twisted.
Not bad, like something wrong with it.
No, it could be that.
No, I mean bad, like it don't work like it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's malfunctioning.
It ain't fast.
It's malfunctioning. Like you got a malfunctioning problem. You remember back in the day, like, what's your malfunction? That's what they talking about. That head bad. Give him time.
They're trying to defect it.
It's faulty. But yeah, my advice for relationships, and especially with gaslighting, if you know that you're being gaslit, I don't know.
Gaslighted?
Yeah. Bruce, tell us how to use these words.
I would guess acknowledge it because, like you said, like this was my first time actually seeing an actual definition of it. And I know I can say firsthand it is something that I've done, but again, I didn't know that I was necessarily doing it or knowing it under this term. So if you're with somebody, say, hey, this is what you're doing. This is what it is. Yeah. And like I said, maybe they'll say, okay, I didn't know I was doing it, and now they know and they can attempt to fix it. Yeah. Gaslighting. Yeah, the biggest or the most damaging part of gaslighting to me is really the attempt to discredit someone's feelings, because that is how you feel is how you feel. And so attempting to discredit that is really the most damaging part of gaslighting to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And using the term gaslighting to gaslight people is even the most dangerous of them all. Yeah. And I need to say this too. For some strange reason, when we look at certain types of abuse, we usually look at them from a heterosexual lens versus those that are familiar.
of the family or those that are of the same sex. Those levels of abuse are just as bad as any other level of abuse as well. Mm-hmm. I really want to say that because there are people that I do personally know who are in also same-sex domestic violent relationships, mm-hmm. and that's not healthy.
Right.
It doesn't matter they're of the same sex biologically. Mm-hmm. Nobody deserves to hit you upside your head. Nobody deserves to beat you up. Nobody deserves to be emotionally abusive to you. Nobody deserves any of that. So when we're talking about abuse, please don't think we're just talking about heterosexual type of abuse. No, we are really talking about same-sex abuse, not just something dealing with sexuality. We're talking about homosexuality, it meaning in the same-sex partnerships, friendships, things like that. Abuse happens on so many different levels, and a lot of people don't recognize it. They only seem to recognize it when it's intimate. Mm-hmm. And that's not the case. Abuse happens in so many different types of forms. There are people I know who have been abused by their friends, and they sitting there calling these people their best friends. They are not your best friends. Mm-hmm. You ain't nobody's punching bag. You ain't nobody's servant. You ain't nobody's wallet. Okay? Yep. And they bullying you too, and you a big old grown adult. Yep. So I just want to let you know, any form of abuse is not okay.
Right.
It's not.
Yep.
What Tara say? Gaslighting. I looked it up because you are making me crazy. That's gaslighting. Don't have me questioning my sanity. I like gaslit. See, Tara, you are the lighter fluid to the gaslight. Okay, it's Medium's birthday. I don't know who that is because this guy is extra large handsome, 2X handsome, 3X handsome,
big and tall handsome,
off the radar, Jupiter handsome, Galaxy handsome, extraterrestrial handsome. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Why don't more Black men vote, or people that have felons?
Okay, so with the felonies, depending on what state we're talking about, they can't vote. Mm-hmm. So it's not there's some states to where no matter what you do, if you have a felony on your record, you're not voting in anyone's election.
And for the states that you can vote, like I said, personally, I've just learned throughout this last election process that there are states where people with felonies can vote. Right. Have to pay a fine. Mm-hmm. So I think a big part of that is just a lack of information.
Right. Yep. Definitely. And as far as why don't more Black men vote, we here in Brother Department we don't stand ourselves up to speak for any group of people or anything like that. So if you're wondering why more Black men don't vote, you kind of got to ask the Black men who say they're not voting.
As someone who's talked to quite a few Black men who don't vote, I don't agree with their point, but their opinion is, and it's specifically for most of them anyway, I've seen it's been specifically related to the presidential vote. They don't believe that their vote counts.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard a bunch of different reasons. The vote doesn't count. Both people suck, to put it like a better term. Both people are bad. Why am I going to vote for the lesser of two evil? I just don't need to vote for either evil. I've heard quite a few, but again, that's we don't speak for any group of people. But yeah, there are quite a few reasons that we all have heard of various Black men who said they're not voting, and they gave their reason. So, and it is their reason, because like when Devontae said,
Devontae's one.
he doesn't agree sometimes, and sometimes I don't either. However, everyone has the right to do what they think is best for them.
And like I said, and for me, like I said, I try to kick them out, kick them game, and whether you receive it or not, that's on you. But at the same time, freedom is the right to choose. Mm-hmm. So just like they have the right to vote, and just like with any law, with any instance, they have the right to vote. They also have the right not to vote.
Right.
Now, like I tell them, you can't do a whole lot of complaining. Now, like I said, no matter what you feel your vote means, I vote mainly because no matter how minuscule it is, this is my way to affect change. Mm-hmm. So I can't do a lot of, I don't feel you can do a whole lot of complaining about things not changing if you're not exercising your right. No matter how big or small you feel that right is or how much effect it's going to have to affect change.
Yeah.
We just, and to that point, to a lot of y'all points, I just put a link in you guys' comment, because we actually do offer voter education services, and we actually have a voter education consultant, Ricky Phillip, who's giving you guys some of the information already. This is like his thing. He said many say that their vote doesn't count, but look at Georgia right now, where 1,000 people can pick the president. A lot of people are okay with complaining and not looking for a solution. Felons have a stigma with trusting the system. They often are victims of it, so they stay away from any part of it. Unfortunately, it keeps them from fixing it. This year's election is proof that your vote matters. They already said pretty much none of the people of color showed up in all the surrounding cities of Charlotte, Lumberton, or Fayetteville, and those votes alone could have changed North Carolina. Your vote matters. Well, what we're still waiting on, which a lot of people, the reason why these votes are so funny, but like, because like if you look at Georgia right now, it's like 49.3 and 49.4 right now. But also with like the state of North Carolina, which is also a Fayetteville is also a military place too. So depending on how they're registered, sometimes it takes some time for those votes to make it to their home state. And then also, depending on the statistics that you're looking at, this year they have actually said that there have been more blacks that have shown than any year the years before. And so there are some people who didn't show up necessarily at the polls because they did do early voting. And so that's why I'm kind of like waiting right now, because all of the facts are not really out there because they're still counting. And even some of the places where they're saying that it's a confirmed win, they actually are saying 99% reporting. So that lets me know that anything can change, and you can see how we haven't got anywhere yet. But I think that what we need to also start doing, and that's what our mission is to start educating on voter education all year round, and not just when it's time to vote. Because there are a lot of misnomers out there, and unfortunately, we do live in a society where people live off of memes and Google, and some of them don't know the difference between facts versus opinion, because there are a lot of opinions that you may agree with, but it still doesn't make it fact. And I think that that's one of the bigger problems that a lot of people are having. Like a lot of people go back and forth about talking about you don't like electoral colleges. Well, if you get rid of electoral colleges, you also want to get rid of our government, because we are a republic. A lot of people don't even know that we're a republic and think that we are a democracy, when a democracy is only the way that we select our people for the republic. But it's not a democracy vote when it comes to things like a presidential vote or things like that. The only time, that's why local elections are important. Super important. That's why you also need to go ahead, look at the link, and watch the videos that Ricky Phillips has already made, because these are things that you can learn. And instead of arguing with somebody, share the video. Instead of sending all them links, share the video. They'll have the information, and we're going to continue to bring you guys information because we want to do something about it. The way that we do something about it is provide people education so that they can utilize it, but provide it in digestible chunks. Because some people don't know how to study. So when you say go out there and research, they don't, but we can give them some information and show them where to go.
I mean, so many people focus just on the presidential vote, when on the ballot there's so much more. I mean, those, like bro said, the local stuff matters arguably more than the presidential vote, because those are things that can affect you next month, 6 months from now. Your local officials can put stuff that passes like that.
Those are the people that's representing you day to day and speaking for you. We are a republic, but see, y'all done got mad and said we don't need to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and so now it's a whole generation that don't know that the Pledge of Allegiance say that we are a republic, and now they don't know it. And so we out here talking about we're a democracy. And then I literally had somebody say, when I told them that we was a republic, they was talking about, I'm not a Republican. And I just said, see, this is when I'm gonna stop talking to you. Ricky said, we need to know what is happening with our local vote just as much as our federal vote, echoing basically what you said. Law these opinions. Let's learn the facts. Yes, come on, Bruce. Come with the facts. Come on, Ricky. Look, felons need to vote because we pick our judges.
Right.
You know what's so good about that too is that that's why, guys, if y'all think y'all need to really research and learn more about Kerwin and how he's impacting change. That man knows the system in and out, and that's why he's on the governor's task force, and he's impacting change. He's not scared of it. He's running straight to it. And I told that boy just this morning, man, I was like, man, you inspire me. They ain't got nothing to do with age, but he motivates me to always do better because he's out there really doing a lot of the work that a lot of people talk about doing on social media. A lot of people say they want to impact change, but don't even leave their couch. And then you got people like Kerwin, man. 1 minute he in Graham, North Carolina, next minute he in Wilmington. I don't know where he be in Florida. I don't know. Because he lift up highways and just change stuff around. So he lift it up and walk and just put the state to my Florida, come to me and grab it.
Man, I remember Kerwin was here one night. It actually might have been my birthday celebration on Brother Pound, the surprise one that Jay put together for me. He came and said, "Hey man, I'm sorry I'm late, y'all. I was at a protest earlier." We was like, "Where?" And
it just went live on Facebook. We saw you talking, Kerwin. How that happened? In the microphone, and he walking through the door. Yeah. That's one of the people that I look up to. Yeah. But yeah, definitely check it out. But listen, should we do it?
One more. Let's do it.
Okay.
Or you want to do that one, or you want to do because that kind of
why does a black person become a Republican, and why does a black person remain a Democrat?
Go ahead, special guest.
You look like you was ready. I got it.
Nah, I think we remain a Democrat. A lot of black people remain Democrats because first and foremost, like the main problem with every aspect of this discussion is going to be a lack of information. Secondly, most black people remain Democrats because that's all we've known. That's all we've ever heard.
Right.
And like I said, it's a stigma because we've heard that and that we should be Democrats. It's a stigma. But black people feel with being a Republican.
But the prime example, North Carolina being a Republican state, but having voted for a Democrat governor is proof that more people are changing the way that they vote. And I can tell you, most people, and it's facts out there, research out there. Most people end up going Republican based off of their income, especially black, because it's the fiscal part of the Republican approach that most people connect with. Whereas socially, it's most people connect with the Democrat Party. But here's the thing, though. You need to know what it is that is of interest to you. Like, I actually took one of those party tests and found out where do I lean and where my biases are. And that actually helped me understand, like, why I vote the way that I vote, what I look for, and all of that. So if you really want to be an empowered voter, learn your biases and learn your values so you'll know which way that you lean when making a decision when it comes to these things. Because some people have high anxiety when it comes to voting, and that's because they haven't done their research, and then they do like this overload of research within a couple of weeks, and it just be too much. And here it comes. Ricky said most people are moderates. Not many line up fully with one party or the other.
Yeah, last time I took the test, I did actually, that's what happened to me. And I'm actually a registered independent, have been for several years now. And I recently was talking to a sister that I know who works for a political magazine. And she actually told me that there have been record numbers of voters leaning more towards registering as independent now versus registering as one or the other. And I registered as an independent so long ago too, because I got disillusioned with the allegiance to one of the allegiance to one or the other. And I
he just worked on.
It happens quite often. You see me leaning on Keon because he be twisted in his chair and be slapping people.
I actually, I almost made me lose my train of thought, bro. I actually look at, yo. I actually look at people who really champion one party over the other, especially aggressively. Like I look at them like cheerleaders because that's the approach that I think that many people take on one side. It's this side, my side is the best side no matter what. And like the bro Jay said, having information is really the only thing that should matter. What candidate or what side, when it comes to elections or whatnot, lines up with your beliefs and what goals you have for yourself as a citizen. And the allegiance to parties, I think, is one of the things from a citizen standpoint that is really, really making the conversations and the processes of having this political system very difficult, more difficult than it should be, because there's such blind allegiance to one side over the other, when there really shouldn't be allegiance to any side, because as we have seen throughout history, none of them have a blind allegiance to us.
Specifically white people.
Yeah, they do what is advantageous to them and their career and the people who they choose to care about at that moment. That's what they worry about. And as citizens, especially as Black people, we should be the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you the most foolish thing that I heard somebody say, well, I'm not gonna vote for other people that I know will make change because they'll take my vote away. Mm-hmm. No, you don't understand. Voting for people, if you vote for a change will happen. Mm-hmm. But if you are still voting for the same out of fear, nothing changes. Right. And so I ain't gonna get on that soapbox because look, it's my birthday and my pressure was about to get high. Right, making me upset. But I will tell you this. Because it's my birthday, this is one of the things that I decided to do. My best friend Orvis challenged me to a song, Stand By Me. So we're going to do the Stand By Me challenge. That's what we're going to start today on my birthday. I already put the video out there. So if you are a vocalist or a rapper or you just want to talk it, what we're doing is focusing on Stand By Me, because right now we need togetherness. Mm-hmm. And right now we need to find reasons to come together and not find reasons to further separate. So we are doing the Stand By Me challenge, and I did put that video out today, and I will be tagging some of yous. Yep, I said it with a Z. Mm-hmm. Some of yous, and I don't care if you get mad because I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus constantly on unity, constantly on ways to do this, because here's the thing, guys. We can disagree and still be in unity. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't think people understand that. Y'all be wanting to get mad and divorce everybody. Mm-hmm. But we can disagree. We can have strong values on certain things, but it doesn't take away the advancement and the progression of us as a people. We're at that time where it is Positive Brother shout out. Keon.
Captain America.
This is your first time being on it. On my birthday, the first time being on here on my birthday, but this is an opportunity where we highlight those brothers who normally don't get a chance, who probably usually work like you.
Miss 100 hours a week.
I thought you guys were about to sing right now. I got embarrassed because Bae can't. Don't.
Yo, why are you like
don't
this?
You come for him, the most prettiest girl in Henderson,
the most beautiful woman in the world. She also doubles not only as my lover and lifelong partner, but as my biggest hater. So I'm used to it.
Yeah, I can see.
That's what keep you strong on the inside. You strong on the outside, but you keep strong on the inside.
She called me fat one day. She all on the interwebs.
It's cool. She said I couldn't hug her. She was just like, I don't hug people.
Oh, so she might be related to my kids. My kids were like, no hugs, please.
She ended up hugging me anyways, but she was just like, no, I don't hug people.
You should have clipped her right after that. But no, yeah, give your Positive Brother shout out.
My Positive Brother shout out goes to my god brother Demarius Richardson out of
Demarius.
What's up, Demarius?
Out of Maryland. Demarius owns Merlin's.
Uh-oh. We got merch.
He just left the fourth wall, y'all. That's the first.
Oh, my boy Demarius owns an apparel company.
Yeah, that way. There you go.
Called Speak Positive, Dream Big. It's a great company. They have great products, and he's a very deeply religious man, heavy in the Christian faith, and he's just doing his part, man, to better himself, better his family, and to better the world and pass a great positive message. So if you have a chance, check out the page. I'm gonna tag some stuff on my Facebook page, and I'll tag you all as well.
Put it in here too.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah. So shout out to Marius, man. I gotta buy some merch too.
Yep, Demarius, thank you.
I want to be fly just like Captain America.
Sound like you want to sponsor Brother Empowerment Show. Thank you, Demarius. Anybody else?
There's multiple, man.
People like nope, that's it.
That's all I thought about. Come back to me. Give me some time. Give me some time.
Yo, go, bro.
Hey, that's the first two. Hey, come back to me. I'm gonna get right on that.
Ponder on it.
No, I mean, first and foremost, man, I'm gonna shout out my brother Jake, because not only are we doing this thing every week, but literally it's my man's born day. Like, it's my man's born day, you know. And so, I'm not huge on holidays for real.
We good over this way.
But birthdays are like my favorite holiday, because your birthday is yours. You know, it's your individual singular day. You know what I mean? Even if you got birthday twins, triplets, whatever, like, it's still the day that you were brought to this world. So,
and y'all selfish if y'all was born on this day.
So shout out to my brother Jay for real, man, just because we here doing this thing every week. Man, we just keep breaking new ground.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, man, because I didn't think I would be here, you know. And so we're about to come up on our 2-year Brother Empowerment anniversary in about 3 weeks. Like, this is when we first started this, we didn't know. And so shout out to my brother Jay, shout out to my brother Keon, just for, you know, being just first of all, just being a dope dude in general, but also being the most taxing personal trainer that don't get paid ever. but then shout out to my brother Keon too, man, just because, or excuse me, Devontae. Shout out to my brother Devontae, man, just because, man, like, we talk about a whole bunch of stuff, man, and a lot of times when I'm going through stuff, really just in general, when I want to be around solid people, I'm around him. We get together at Uncle Mark's house pretty much almost weekly, and when he's not doing his 120 hours at work or being a great father and husband, you know, he makes his time in his schedule. You know what I'm saying? We congregate and get together, we talk and text and stuff like that, and I love this brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
too, man.
Word.
I mean, right in, like, how y'all gonna hug
on your birthday?
On my birthday. On your birthday. And y'all gonna shake the fake wood.
But yeah, so shout out to my man Keon for real, man. Shout out to all the brothers on the live tonight. You know, Kerwin, Ricky, Rick, Sean. You know, Sean,
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Johnny too.
Shout out to all y'all, man. And again, as I say every week, or the past couple weeks now. Oh, also shout out to Uncle Marcus. Can't leave him out. We just said we'd be at his house. Like, we just be there, like we own it. We kind of do. We just pay the bills. Yeah.
Y'all
so,
take Cordell.
Whatever.
He's excited as hell.
But yeah, so, and as I said the last couple of weeks, I'm keep saying it. Shout out to the brothers that are
first hug. I know, right?
Yeah. So shout out to the brothers that are in the community, that are really out there just being the change that they want to see, and they're not doing all kinds of talking and, hey, look at me, or I'm doing stuff for community, so you should appreciate me. No, shout out to brothers that are just doing and they're talking less. Do more, talk less. I mean, if we were doing that, then it wouldn't be a lot of time for all these petty discussions and really just people trying to, you know, figure out who's doing more, because everybody will be doing more and talking less.
And collectively we'd be in a much better place.
Yeah, and also shout out to the brothers that my last piece. Shout out to the brothers that are having those tough conversations with people. Whether it's not the fact that they look at this guy.
He had to make up on my one.
Whether it's the fact that they are releasing people or they're having tough conversations to mend relationships. Shout out to y'all brothers, because it's not easy and it takes work. Like, no matter what anyone says, it is not an easy thing to have certain discussions, because no one knows what you're going through or what you're thinking if you don't tell them, and they're not you, so they're not gonna know. So shout out to y'all brothers too, and that's all I got.
Well, now that it is no longer my birthday, Keon done missed the whole shift at work.
I'll make up for it.
But no, I definitely am glad that we got Keon on here for my birthday, since Cordell didn't do anything for my birthday. Oh, Kim is going to get you too. Kimberly Winborn. She's like, I need to be on this virtual committee. Yeah, Kim is coming for you. But yeah, having Keon on my birthday made up, you know, for you not having any party for me or cake. Not even no kind of cake. Not even a donut.
Well,
ice cream.
All I can say is
not even
don't say now. Don't say never.
I know I got always next year. So, birthday done passed. But no, but for real, I appreciate Cordell. I appreciate you doing this. Like you said, the 28th will be 2 years of us doing Brother Empowerment. June 21st was 3 years of us doing Love is a Parable. And I just thank you for being here the entire time. And we are seeing great things. I can't wait to announce what we have coming up at the end of December. And 2021 is already happening. Can you believe it? It was a time we were trying to tell people about us, but now it's getting out there. And I also thank Kerwin, man. He had a powerful conversation. He said, y'all are already there. And he was like, Love is a Parable is international. He said, you don't realize how big y'all already are. Y'all are already there. And I thank you, Kerwin, for always calling and always having something positive. Always making time. I don't know how he calls in between protest and march and lifting up concrete, but he does it. So I do thank you for that. Keon, I thank you for coming in, just easing in. Because you know how some people act when you meet their best friend and you their friend, and they be like, this is my friend. He was like, get your fat self on this and work out. Let's get it. Right. And that's what he was doing. He tried to kill me. So I said, I'm gonna work out on my own so I don't die. If I get fat like I was in those other videos, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go back to him. But yeah, but I do thank him because he's encouraging us. And also the big thing about it is we're about to launch a whole new initiative with Love is a Parable, which is called Love and Fitness. That's going to be head up by Keon, who's going to be our fitness influencer. So we ain't going to be fat no more. We're going to be delivered. We ain't got lipids no more. But yeah, he's actually going to help us with that, coming up with a lot of workouts that can help. And for those who don't know, when Kerwin isn't lifting up concrete, doing protests, organizing the whole government and restructuring North Carolina, he actually has time to be a physical trainer. But yeah, so it feels good to have more people around that's going to encourage us to live a healthier lifestyle. The other thing is my brothers, thank you guys. Everybody who said happy birthday to me, thank you guys. But personally, all the men that came on who continue to support and show love and all of that. You can literally get everything.
The one-stop shop.
Yeah.
It's a word. You can literally get everything at Love is a Parable because we're making sure that that's how you bring people together, by removing the things that separate us. So we giving you voter education, we giving you fitness, we giving you things to remove negative thinking all the way around. So every type of bias we're going to start addressing. Guys, you can't argue with that. We're going to make sure that you understand the love that exists inside of you, and you're going to tap into it, and you're going to see love in other people as well. So we thank you guys for everything that you're doing. And like we tell you people, like we tell people every week, if you feel that nobody in this world loves you, you just met 3 people that do. So we'll see you guys next week. We do love you and we do appreciate you, and we will be taking Thanksgiving off, just so y'all know. All right, love y'all.
One more before we go. Look, I got you that my wife gonna kill me. Happy birthday on behalf of myself and my lovely wife.
Oh, she already did by herself.
Shout out to you two. And like we talked about earlier, for the people that are doing more working and less talking, you all and everybody associated with Love is a Parable and Brothers Empowerment are taking that to heart. And as somebody who stepped back and watched you all over this time, and I know the work that y'all put in, man. And y'all don't, and something I like to say, y'all don't get the flowers y'all do there. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. We appreciate it, bro, for real, man.
I just want to say I appreciate your daddy for cooking at our first Brother Empowerment cookout. If he ain't did anything right in this world, I know one thing that he did divinely, and he delivered on those burgers, the turkey burgers they were, the chicken.
Yeah, Uncle Rag could definitely burn.
You gotta catch them on real then.
I don't eat the devil's meat. Let me stop. We love you guys. Take care, y'all.
See y'all next time.